Hey guys, it's a dividend guy. Just want to jump into this video real quick. I've been looking at a lot of headlines saying that Warren Buffett made a mistake for selling his airlines. So I wanted to go ahead and look at an ETF that actually tracks a lot of different airline companies. Its biggest holding, it's called Jets. Its biggest holding is Southwest Airlines and American Airlines, and then United Airlines and Delta, which these are the four big airlines in the U.S. and it's a little bit heavier in Southwest at 12.61%. And then American Airlines is 12.2%, United Airlines is 10, and then Delta is 9.3. But this is pretty close to how Warren Buffett positioned himself in the airline industry, because he had a 10% stake in all of them. But he lost about, said $4 billion, I believe, with the with selling that, which is just insane. Which I get. It was very short sighted. Like, we didn't know how long COVID was going to last. We didn't know when air travel was going to be halted. So I get that. But this quote, he said, "We don't trim positions, we sell out." He said, "The world's changed for the airlines, and I don't know how it's changed, and I hope it corrects itself in a reasonably prompt way." But he bought the airlines a 10% stake in 2016, so he's already owned it for 4 years. But that's insane that he just sold out of it. So it says around May that he sold out of his positions. He had a prior stake in the airlines of about $4 billion, including United, American, Southwest, and Delta. So the biggest holdings in this ETF. So what we're going to do is we're going to look and see about where they were at when he sold, about where this ETF was at, because it reflects the airline industry. So let's say it's June now, so last month would be how it performed, and it's up $7, but it's up 52%. So it's pretty safe to say that what Warren lost, like if he was down, I know he had $4 billion in the industry, but if he lost 50% of his money and sold it because of COVID, this is just proof that you guys should be long term, because look at this. So he sold it, say here. Oh, it doesn't go back that far. So let's find May 2nd. So he sold right there at 1409. It is now at 2042. So it's already gone up 3%. But look at this. For the week, or for the month, it's up 52%. For the week, it's up another 24.13%. So this ETF reflects the overall airline industry. And he was down 50%, so I don't know why he wouldn't have bought more. I just saw a lot of headlines reading about Warren Buffett selling his stock, so I wanted to kind of jump in a conversation and say, yeah, I don't think he should have sold it. I know I made a video saying I wouldn't buy airlines. I actually really did think about it, though, because Warren Buffett's always the buy and hold guy, so it's very weird to see him jump out of positions that are 10% stakes in companies that he's been bullish on for over 4 years. I would think that, with his investment philosophy, he would buy more than a 10% stake. He would have boosted it up to, say, like 12 to 15% is what I would have guessed. But, everybody makes mistakes, and I think this one's really going to bite him. I mean, he had a $4 billion stake in these companies at around 10%. He had, says here, he owned 10% stake. Berkshire owned 10% stake in American Airlines, 9.2 in Delta, 10.1 in Southwest, and 7.6 in United. So he had very big positions in these companies, a total of 42.5 million shares in the airline industry and the individual companies. So anyways, guys, this goes to show that anybody can make a mistake. I know airlines are really volatile anyway, so if he's held them for over 4 years, I don't get why he would have sold with the pandemic hitting. I would think he would have, jumped in and gotten more, because look at this recovery. So last month alone, they were at $21, right? It dropped, but then it's recovered within a month. Like, look at that. So since since he sold it, say May 2nd. It's had a great resurgence back to prominence here. Like, look at that. That was at $13, $12 a share. He would have gained $8 per share and broke pretty even from where he was at. Look at this. Because look, this is in March. It saw highs of like $20 a share, $21, and you're pretty much there again at 20. So if he just would have held it for what, a month or two longer, he wouldn't have lost all that money, which is insane. So anyways, guys, just something to keep in mind. Don't always follow everybody's moves. Make your own investing decisions. And even the GOAT can make some mistakes. So do you guys think he should have stayed in his airlines? Do you think he made a good call by getting out of them? I think he got out of them way too quick. If you hold a stock for 4 years, you should be confident in it no matter what. And the thing is, if he wasn't confident about the airline's health and exposure during something like this, then he shouldn't have owned it in the first place, which I would think that he would have already weighed the pros and cons of owning an airline before he bought one. I would think a global pandemic would kind of cross your mind. I know it was out of the blue, but you have to think of everything when you buy a stock. So this has to be on your radar. And for those of the newer investors, for people who are newer, this should always be on your radar. This pandemic hit with nobody knowing. Nobody had an idea. The economy was booming for 11 straight years, and then it just got slammed with this coronavirus. So be mindful when you're investing and try to pick the companies that would be less exposed, companies that sell products that are not going to be affected by quarantine. Think about it like pharmaceuticals. People need drugs. People need their trash taken care of. They need their water. They need their utilities. They need their home. They need their air conditioning. They need food. They need, some form of entertainment. So keep that in mind and be very diligent and disciplined when you pick your stocks, because this is the type of stuff that happens on a regular basis. Like, nobody knows what the market is going to do. Nobody knows what stocks are going to go bankrupt and which ones are going to stay alive. So when you are contemplating putting money into a company, or even an ETF for that matter, like this one, try to weigh all the possibilities and ask yourself truly, would you be able to stomach if your investment dropped 50%? Could you hold on to airlines? Me personally, I couldn't. Some of my stocks have dropped 50%, but they're dividend king stocks. They're status stocks. They're stocks that have gone through these pandemics before, which I don't think airlines really have. So maybe they have. I haven't done a lot of research on them, but that's why I stay away from them, because I don't think I would be more worried about an airline than I would about, say, Johnson & Johnson or 3M. So anyways, guys, just a little food for thought here. I think Warren sold out way too early. I think he moved quick, and he would have recovered his money. The overall market says that he would have broken even and not lost money. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Remember, this is not investment advice. I'm just trying to help newer investors, because if you're not willing to hold something like, say, Southwest or United through a global pandemic, you shouldn't own it. So be a lot more disciplined. Be a lot more disciplined when you are choosing stocks. Anyways, guys, remember, I got a dividend investing video coming tonight. Remember to hit the subscribe button, and when you do, hit the bell notification so you don't miss any updates. Let me know if you own an airline, and let me know how much you bounced back from it. Thank you for watching.